Well, you know, or you can be like the Patriots owner, you know, Robert, what's his name, Robert Kraft, and end up. This guy bought the Patriots 25 years ago for like 172 million bucks. Today, Patriots are worth 3.7 million, and he's caught in prostitution rings and stings and shit. Like,
yeah, he's been charged for soliciting prostitution, 2 misdemeanor counts. Apparently, he went to an Asian massage parlor looking for a happy ending.
Oh no, not the Asian massage parlor. That's unfortunate.
They had a big bus down there, and they rounded up several, a dozen of them or so. Yeah. Closed the shop down, and they said that in the news report I saw, it said that they got a tip through the health department. Somebody made a complaint to the health department about the massage parlor, and then so they started investigating them and found out that it was an outlet for human trafficking, or at least that's what the news said. And that they were recruiting these young women from China with the promise of a good job in New York, and they put them in a truck and took them to Florida and had them turning tricks for billionaires and anybody else with the price of admission, I guess. It's just sad that you'd have that much money, though, and you'd go to, some low-level, rub and tug shop like that.
It sheds a light on the psychology, like what here this is a guy who can pay for anything that money can buy.
$1 billion will buy a lot of whatever you want.
And you wonder how $1 billion can buy, and you wonder how child traffic rings are $1 billion industry, or you wonder how the drug rings are $1 billion industry. These are $1 billion industries, multi-billion dollar industries.
The underground economy is just as large or larger than the
gross GDP, the current gross
tax-paid
GDP.
economy.
That is crazy. That is what that spells out to me is that there's no way that individual's on the corner who's selling $10, $20, $100 bags of drugs is the mover of this shit across the economy. It's not even possible. It's not even possible.
It takes too much capital.
It's mathematically incorrect.
It takes big capital to do that. So the billionaires are they're investing their money in that, and it gets down to the local jurisdiction. This guy got busted in Florida for this.
Yeah.
If he'd have been in Nevada, it wouldn't have been a problem. Prostitution is regulated there. It's legal. The women have background checks. They're tested by the health department. They got a license hanging up like a barber that says we know how to clean the combs.
Wow.
And he wouldn't be in this trouble because they chose not to legislate morality there, and had decided to make it legal, and he wouldn't have had a problem there. Now, in other jurisdictions, prostitution is a minor crime. They bust the Johns, no matter how many of them they arrest, even when they do shame punishments and publish their name and picture in the newspaper, which a lot of jurisdictions do now, it hasn't slowed them down one bit. People want this service, and they're willing to risk arrest, and they're willing to pay for it, and because they want that massage, they're willing to pay for it.
Prostitution is probably the oldest known business to humans.
But they swept this guy up in a regular sweep. I mean, they were videotaping and arresting these people. Apparently, they had the cooperation of the owners of the massage parlor too, because they had cameras inside. And when the police did the news conference, the cop was on TV talking about how we have videotape of each one of these people in the act. So he's letting them know they got that billionaire.
There's a dick pic floating around, guys, of Robert Kraft.
I think they got a picture of him they got video of him doing the deed.
Oh, that's perfect. That's
fantastic.
It's
like, Mr. Becker from the National Enquirer probably needs to bid on that tape.
Oh, man.
And I bet you it gets leaked.
Of course it will.
If it's not already on the web, if it's not already.